Yo, what's good, YouTube, man? It's Gary with Another Fan TV, man. Back at you on the video. Like the content of this video, go smash that like button. Like the content of this channel, go ahead, subscribe, man. Look, so Ravens rumors. It's that kind of time of the year, right? So where not much going on. You got the draft, and you got kind of what's happening pre-free agency, who might sign where, who's linked to who, right? So that's kind of what we're gonna talk about today. And yeah, so let's get right into it. All right. So Jeremy Fowler, ESPN, a guy last year who had a lot of stuff about Lamar Jackson, and I mean everybody had a lot of stuff to say about Lamar Jackson as far as contract, will he sign, won't he sign, things like that, right? He was in the mix of that. So now we're talking about some more Ravens rumors from this guy, right? Okay, so basically the first one he says that Odell Beckham is unlikely to resign with the Baltimore Ravens, right? Which is not surprising. And he also linked Michael Thomas as a potential guy to come to Baltimore, right? All right, so let's talk about the Odell Beckham one first, right? Now, the Odell Beckham one is not surprising, right? It seemed as though when the end of the year came along, that's where it was heading to. Now, I was a guy that said, hey, look, I would bring Odell back. I just felt like he never got to reach his full potential here. They started him off slow, right? And he kind of picked up in the middle of the season. Then he got hurt. Then we never really saw him pick it back up again, right? So maybe with another full off season at a lower number, he comes back, right? But that's obviously not going to happen now. So I think that Odell, I wouldn't say that his season here was a failure or anything like that. I think it was a much needed experience for the Ravens. I thought that, if he was open to coming back, like I said, I would love to have him back. He already has familiarity with the system. The young guys love him. He's a veteran leader. All those kind of things to me would have made bringing Odell Beckham back the right decision, right? If it doesn't happen, it's unfortunate. Wherever he goes to his next team, wish him much success, right? So for me, it's something that you saw right on the wall, but you kind of hear more rumors now that it's like, yeah, he's not coming back, right? Okay, so now let's move on to the Michael Thomas part. Now, Michael Thomas part is very, very interesting, right? So Michael Thomas, who is a free agent right now with the Saints, right? I believe he's 31 years old, right? They have him Spotrac, according to this article, has him listed as he could be approaching free agency with a deal for 1 year, $9 million, right? All right, so let's talk about Michael Thomas. All right, now Michael Thomas is a guy that if you've been with this channel for a little bit, right? Last year I did a video called, I'll put a little screenshot of it. The Ravens' best friend, cap casualty wide receiver, something along that line, right? And Michael Thomas was the thumbnail, right? Because at the point last year, it was rumors that the Saints were just going to, cut Michael Thomas, get the cap savings, and he was going to be a free agent anyway last season, right? That didn't happen. He came back out with the Saints, started off well, got hurt again, which has kind of been the story of his career, I would say these last, 4 years, right? So Michael Thomas, for me, is a guy that the Ravens weren't interested in bringing him in. I would fully support that, right? I think that he is the kind of receiver that Ravens fans and the Ravens themselves have been looking for, a big body possession kind of receiver, right? When it's third and short, you can get it to him. He has short hands. He's going to make the play, right? All right. Now, for a 1 year deal, $9 million, that's not a bad deal, right? Now, not to keep talking about Derrick Henry, but I saw something that said Derrick Henry was his projected contract was 2 years, $18 million. I don't see the Ravens handing out both contracts, so they either be one bigger running back contract or one bigger wide receiver contract. So I think the Ravens will have to make a choice there. Whatever choice they make, it is what it is, right? So, but as far as Michael Thomas being here, I think he fits what the Ravens want to do, what they want from their receivers. I think that it would be a match, right? But like I said, last year he's one of the guys that I say, hey, look, if Michael Thomas gets cut, the Ravens should go after him. And that was last season, right? So I still feel the same way. But there's one just but to it. If the Ravens do go after Michael Thomas, that can't be the end of your wide receiver room, right? It can't be, okay, we got Zay Flowers, Rashad Bateman, Michael Thomas, Nelson Aguilar. We're good at receiver. No, you should still draft a guy. I would say in one of the first 2 rounds, the Ravens should draft a wide receiver, right? At first, I really wasn't on that boat, but seeing the amount of receivers in this draft class, just waiting to one to fall to you in round 3, I think you could be missing out on the guy that could really help the Ravens, right? The Ravens still have questions about receiver, right? Rashad Bateman is entering in, which could be a contract year if the Ravens don't pick up his 5th year option for next season, right? And even forgetting that, when the Ravens do pick up his 5th year option, right? You could probably Nelson Aguilar next season will probably be Nelson Aguilar's last season with the Ravens, right? So now even going forward, you're really only going to be committed to 2 receivers, and that's Zay Flowers, and Rashad Bateman. So you still need another young guy in the room regardless, right? So why not get that guy now in a draft class that's pretty much loaded with receivers, especially in rounds 1 and 2, right? Why not get a guy now, right? All right, but just keeping it about Michael Thomas. If the Ravens decide to go that route, I would like it. If they can get the number even lower than $9 million, I will understand as well because I think the Ravens have the leverage here in the situation, right? Yes, Michael Thomas is a veteran receiver. People know what he can do in this league. He had good games last season, but the injury bug is a real thing with him, right? So that's going to hurt him in negotiations and contract talk. So I think he still has the ability to play and play at a high level. But can he give you 17 games? Can he give you 14 games, right? Is that possible for Michael Thomas to do right now? He hasn't really shown that ability too much over the last several years. So for me, with the Ravens, I get it 100%. So sorry, yeah. So I want to look up Michael Thomas games played since let's say 2020, right? In 2019, he played a full 16 game season, right? Since 2020, 7 games. 2021 missed the entire season. 2022, 3 games. And then last year, 2023, he played in 10 games, right? So for that kind of injury history, for that kind of inconsistency of not being on the field, I don't know if the Ravens give out $9 million for that, right? Not give out is the wrong word. He earned that money, but I don't know if the Ravens hand out a contract for $9 million for that, right? If his number could come down lower and to be here in Baltimore, I will be all for it. As long as, like I said, the Ravens still attack this draft class and try to get another receiver in this draft class because it's too talented just to say we got these guys. Let's roll on into the season, right? There's more talent in this draft class, and Eric DeCosta has shown that he will draft first round, second round wide receivers, right? I believe it's something like 3 out of his 5 first round picks that's been GM have been wide receivers. So keep attacking that room, keep reshaping it, and the Ravens are in good shape. But so start off when we're beginning this video, Odell Beckham not coming back, something that we've seen coming. But like I said, if he does not return, wish him success wherever he goes. And if the Ravens do decide to bring Michael Thomas into Baltimore, it's something that I would support if the number is right on the contract. So give me your thoughts, give me your ideas on it, man. But I'm gonna get out of here. It's Gabriel, Fan TV. I'm out.